Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and we've gathered back here again, and we are going to be talking about a film that Michael Caine was in, and it is The Italian Job. Let's go to Alex and Susan first.
All right. Well, this one is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, it is Michael Caine, No Coward, and like Benny Hill and a bunch of other people.
He looks like he's auctioning it off. Here we have. Carry on, Susan.
Failing to woo his girlfriend. He decides to do a heist. He finds his mentor sends him a film of this footage that he shot in Torino, Italia, and so he decides to do it. He decides to steal all these gold. And he tries to convince this other guy to foot the bill and provide him with all the gangsters he can possibly shake a stick at. And this guy is the most famous criminal, and in fact he's the most beloved criminal in the British criminal system. And yeah, so so it contains another character, the three little Mini Coopers.
Yeah. Anyway, famous.
So yeah,
and they get destroyed as well.
Yeah, that's my.
A lot of cars were destroyed in this, actually.
Yes, that's true.
It's a high car death in this.
Yes. And nice cars too. I mean, like Aston Martins and other stuff.
Yeah, and they got crushed and everything.
Yeah. So, sigh. Okay, here's Alex.
And who knows what happened to the bus?
Well, I mean, visually in the way it's filmed, it just looks wonderful. I mean, it really makes you want to live that lifestyle. Of course, the ending.
What, of crime?
I want to live that.
Wait. What's to make you live that lifestyle of crime?
The tailoring. Well, I mean, there was a lot of 60s movies that were very glamorous. And Michael Caine originally was in a lot of them that, he was a spy and he was a gentleman, or he was a naughty boy like he is in this one. But he's very well dressed, of course.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if they, also were working on, having the best artwork of British and Italian designers and a lot of colors, the Technicolor age of movies from the 1950s to the 1969, where there was a lot of wonderful colors. Of course, you also had to go because most TV sets didn't have these type of colors as well. Yeah, it's a cute movie. It looks great. It looks very full and lush and pretty. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any emotional payoff of any kind, so I'm not sure on that one, but it's very...
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, it's very quotable. Yeah. It's very stylish. It's very, it has a lot of characters. I'm not sure if they really planned out the heist, but I mean, it has a great scenes with all that traffic jams and all these beautiful cars getting destroyed and all this British music and all that. So, it's a very pretty film. It's very, very pretty.
But the British music was written by Quincy Jones.
Right, yeah, which is interesting as well. And they wanted to have Robert Redford, which definitely would have changed the "you're only supposed to blow the line." But in any case, it's cute. And I do like some Michael Caine movies from the 60s, especially the spy movies, which were also made by the same team that produced the Sean Connery, George Lazenby, James Bond movies. It's the same production team. That's why it looks so similar. And it is similar in many ways. It's a shame that Michael Caine couldn't keep the movies like this up and started going into Jaws the Revenge and other cheesy stuff. But, you know, it's a cute movie. There was a remake. It's sort of an homage, but it's not as good. It's not as interesting. It might be more practical, the new version, but it's also not the same movie. It's a very similar movie, and it is a homage, but the original one is the best.
I got to say as well, I really liked towards the end the car chase.
Yeah.
And as well where they're going over the, you know, the bit of water, you know, where they're going over the river, aren't they? And the water's just splashing up and everything. I just thought visually that looked really good. The car chase really looked good. But it is a very quotable film. There's some really, really good lines in this film. Let's to Lee.
Hello then. What we're talking about? The Italian Job, 1969. It's a brilliant movie. As it's been said, there's many, many familiar faces in this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Michael Caine. You've got a very young Robert Powell in this. He's one of the mini drivers. We've got Tony Beckley. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you'll know him as Harrison Chase, the villain from The Seeds of Doom, who all love plants. He was in this as Camp Freddy. What a great character, Camp Freddy. You said Benny Hill as Professor Peach.
Yeah, I think he's great.
Which he was institutionalized by his sister because of his activities with women. And then you can
large women, large birds.
Yeah. Large birds, as he says. I mean, and his sister was played by Irene Handel, a brilliant comedian, character actress.
And of course, you've got Arthur from Dad's Army.
Yet John LeMessurier as the prison governor. I mean, that scene.
Yeah.
That scene where Noel Coward as Mr. Bridges just walks into the governor's office and sits down, and the governor's thinking, "What are you doing in here? It's my office," sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he says,
I saw him, and I just thought,
someone has broken into my lavatory.
Yeah. But I saw him, and I just thought, that's Arthur off Dad's Army, and then Mrs. Lee, because I had no idea he was in the film.
Yeah, there's loads of faces in this. As for the story, it's brilliant. It's it doesn't drag.
No, it doesn't. No,
it's
not that long, is it? When you think about it, it's only an hour and 40 minutes.
It's not even that, is it?
39, 38.
An hour and 35.
So basically, it's an hour and 30 minutes because 5 minutes is, yeah.
I mean, say from the beginning, he's out of prison, and then all of a sudden, within the next few minutes, he's setting up the heist. And then the next thing is they're having the heist. And it's just
quick.
It's
snappy,
quick.
yeah.
And it's just, as you said, it's quotable, but the most famous quote is, "You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off."
Oh wait, let me try. Let me try to do my Michael Caine impression, okay? So I was supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
I've never heard a posh Michael Caine.
All right, try again.
I thought it was rather posh English.
Yeah, you have to be
upper class.
Yeah, your voice has to be a bit more common.
Oh, right, all right. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Who was that then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hi, Alan.
I can't do an accent. Remember when I tried to do an American accent?
But also as well, this film was a good promotion for the Mini Cooper.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was.
Which was made in Britain, wasn't it? Yeah. British invention, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it was one of the biggest selling cars at the time. And to think they put the Mini Cooper through all those scenes of the chasing, the heist, the stunts, brilliant little movers.
They were, yeah. I know. I thought the chase scene was very good with the minis. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And the music started playing. I loved the music. So
Yeah.
reservation.
Also, you've got the
Going.
the music at the beginning, the theme song sung by Matt Monroe, which is days like this. The beginning, the slow song at the beginning where he's driving on the roads.
And then suddenly the music stops and he crashes in the tunnel. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
But then you've got the ending theme as it plays out with the Self-Preservation Society, another well-known song.
Yeah.
But, and then you've got the open-ended cliffhanger of the movie.
And literally is a cliffhanger.
Literally, it's a cliffhanger. And then the credits start rolling. You think, what? How? What's going to happen? And then no sequel.
They die.
You don't. That's your opinion.
They die. Usually when they don't show what happens is because they die and they just don't want to show it because it'll upset the audience and leave them in a bad mood when they leave. Very depressing.
No. I mean, Michael Caine. I mean, I sent you that link the other day. Michael Caine has said what?
No, but wasn't there an unused grappling hook?
Well, he had an idea.
So let me tell you what happened with that grappling hook.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Where was he keeping that then?
So I don't know where it was, but it was unused in the heist, and so it would be really cool if
I remember. Yeah, I remember now, yeah.
If he'd just haul
hooked it on the gold, yeah.
up using the grappling hook one at a time.
He did use the grappling hook.
Where?
To get back into the prison. To see.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah.
You didn't see it, but that's what he got it for.
All right, so never mind.
They died.
Told you they died. I did tell you they died. No, I really don't. They didn't get the money. Even Michael Caine said that.
Yeah, that would have gone straight out the door.
Yeah. So do you know? I actually thought he died. I didn't even know he was still alive.
Don't jinx, please.
He is still making films. I just remembered he made Kingsman, didn't he, last year? I do remember seeing him in a poster of that now.
King of Thieves.
King of Thieves or whatever.
Kingsman that is this really good series right now.
Yeah. It
carries so much of the same 60s flair. It's a hell of a lot more violent, but it carries that 60s flair. And it was the first time that Edgerton and Elton John ever worked together also.
But I agree with Alex in one aspect, is that there was no emotional pull to it, was there?
What do you mean emotional? What do you mean?
Well, you didn't really, even though it was a fun film, I didn't care for the characters and there was no real family pull or anything like that. If you get what I mean.
Well, no, because are you supposed to feel for the characters?
No.
Because they are the bad guys.
Yeah, they are thieves, yeah.
Yeah.
Grab the microphone, please.
So, yeah, no, I mean, if you just want the heist, then it's a heist movie. And that's
heist movie,
as they mentioned, and you can think about it too. They've redid that with Ocean's 11 and The Italian Job, the new version, and the Thomas Crown Affair, even though I like the original version better. Yeah, I like the original version better. Right. But yeah, I mean, obviously, that might have started more remakes, but at least these remakes weren't terrible. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible. As of 10 years later, where a lot of them are immensely terrible. But yeah, but I mean, again, you know, that was part of the fun for me of watching 60s movies, is that you usually have good actors, good music, good budget, good cinematography, especially
cinematography.
Yeah,
the cinematography is very good.
Yeah, and they didn't all have to be, $6 million.
And they don't have to be 3 hours long. They're not 3 hours long. It's a good length. It goes by like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's I mean, I suppose there's some modern movies that have good cinematography as well, but I can't think of any at the moment. And then the other issue too is the fact that, again, it was an era where the movie was basically your visual art form. It wasn't the computer or the internet or the smartphone or anything like that. So you actually had to go to the movies to see, beautiful colors and beautiful skyscrapes, and unless you were going to a museum all the time or an art gallery, that was sort of, an art form in itself. Now everything is in your tablet and your smartphone, so you almost don't have to go to a movie now.
But
and
I thought as well it was very well cast.
Yeah, it
The
was
film
well
had a
cast.
great cast.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty funny with Noel Coward there, sort of playing against type as a villain when he's usually known as a showman or an artiste. But I guess he can play a bad guy as well.
Yeah.
And that was also pretty interesting, seeing the prison with all that metal and all those steps and all that too.
It basically turned into a musical towards the end as well. Where they're in the prison banging the cups and things like that, and
yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I think they should have had a little bit more emotional depth to it. But again, if you're just
I suppose they could have done, yeah.
But I mean, again, there was only a few American inventions that were close to this, like the original Mission Impossible, where they were about the mission. They were about, how are we going to set up the plan and get away with it, and also was pretty smart as well, even though they didn't show everything. Whereas now, there'd probably be too many camera tricks now, just like the other new versions of Ocean 11 and all that, where I kind of went, I don't know if I could see that really. But again, this is the same story like the other movie. That is it really smart that anybody could see the movie and go, oh yeah, I can see how they did that, or that's why they did that? Or are you just watching it for the ride? Or are you just watching it for,
Well, back in that day, you'd watch it for the ride.
Yeah, you'd watch it for the ride. Yeah.
But this is a film as well where really they're the bad guys, like has been said, because they're the criminals, but yet they don't win. They don't actually win, because even though they manage to steal the money, they don't get the money in the end.
Well, I mean, this is the other question. I mean, that's the other question as well, is that they leave it open-ended, even though without any help, they're either going to stay there for 3 days before it topples over, or somebody's going to come driving along and either help them, or it's going to be the police. Because I
thought the police would just turn up.
Unless somehow they get a trucker and they're able to bribe him with a couple of bars of gold. But I don't know what truck is going to,
But eventually that cliff will just start giving away the way to the bus.
Right. So that's the other thing. Either the police...
it would just crumble away, so the bus would fall in.
Well, I mean, unless somehow he figures out, I mean, he did say at the end of the movie he has an idea. But technically, unless he gets a winch or he gets a truck or somehow he can cut most of the bus away to get rid of some of the weight. But the problem is the gold isn't tied to anything really. So technically...
And it was going towards the doors.
Yeah, some of the gold should have already flew out of the bus anyway. And even so, gold is actually heavy, especially together like that. So like you said, the cliff should give way. So there's only there's only 4 possibilities. Either the police catch them, there's a trucker who's willing to risk his life and break the truck and hope that the gold doesn't fall, to the ground.
Those are the kind of roads that trucks didn't go on.
Yeah, so then...
That was why they chose that road for an escape route.
Okay, and then basically,
then they went driving like a madman.
Yeah, so the only...
Well, I don't know why they chose him as a driver. He was obviously too crazy.
I know, he was all over the place.
Yeah, so there's only one other way to do it, is he would have to come up with some sort of pulley system, which he doesn't seem to have, to lift the bus. So, But like I said, that was sort of an anti-hero movie, and they almost succeed.
That's right.
But
See, it would fall down because even if he had the hook, he wouldn't be able to pull all that weight.
yeah,
One at a time. That's what I was saying.
yeah. So I mean,
No, he wouldn't have done it all. I don't think it would have worked. No.
I mean, did they? I mean, again, and they couldn't have a semi truck, right? In England, would he?
Yeah, in Italy, there are lorries, but they don't travel on twisty, turny, tiny roads because you will jackknife the thing.
Right. So in other words, he would have.
That was only a quiet road. That was only a little quiet road.
Yeah. So he would have to. Yeah, he would have to hope that somehow a helicopter or a truck was going by and could.
No, that many helicopter. How would helicopter?
No. Well,
Alex is trying to keep the money. Alex is not willing.
Oh, Alex is only interested in the money. Oh, sod the people. Yeah,
Alex doesn't give a rip about the people.
Alex just wants the money.
He's trying to save the gold. He's doing everything he can to save the gold.
Well, actually, I don't blame him.
Are you gonna start doing heists in your golden years?
Anyway.
Are we gonna change your name to Bridger?
Anyway.
I mean, that's a good thing about the way the Mr. Bridger is the real boss of the prison.
Yes, even
Just the way he runs it, and he's I've got this magazine, Mr. Bridger. Why you got a magazine like that? Because there's a picture of the Queen in it. Oh, he's like monarchist, and
he loves the Queen. I mean, his whole cell or his whole quarters are full of images of her.
Yeah, I mean, this Italian Job was Noel Coward's last movie. I mean, he died in 1973. This was 69, but this was the last movie he made. But he's more famous for being a playwright.
Yes.
He did make a few movies in his day, and also going back to Professor Peach, Benny Hill, where they're trying to entice him into the gang. Yeah, can we wear stockings on our heads?
Yeah,
can I wear mittens? I mean, I don't think she'd like it, but you know. But would you get away with that now? I don't know. I don't think you would, because people are that get upset about some minor things.
But they don't, do they? They don't. The media gets upset,
and then they rally the troops.
Yeah, the media winds people up, and then people get upset because the media wound them up.
If people get upset, it's because I mean, it's all sort of pushed away because of his, they get it. They get that lust thing, whatever he's got going on. And he played it well in his TV show, and he's playing it well in this movie.
Oh, he's very good in this movie, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
you could tell it was Benny Hill when he started running.
Yeah.
Did you notice? Yeah, you could tell that it was a Benny Hill run. It was exactly a Benny Hill run. You could tell it when he started running towards the car. You could tell that was Benny Hill.
I did notice another face in this movie. The control room where it controlled all the traffic. And they were losing the plot, and they didn't know what was going on. The little guy, the Italian guy, and I can't remember his name, but he played the little Gestapo guy in Hello, Hello.
That's where I recognised him from.
I remember his name.
I thought I recognised him. I was thinking
He used to be with Hair Flick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's him.
Was it Houseman?
I can't remember. Yeah, right, it's him. I thought I recognised him. Yeah,
I was watching it and thinking, I know your face from somewhere. And then when the movie ended, I went, hello, hello. But they say there's that many faces in it. They say Robert Powell. I mean, he became a big actor in his day, didn't he? Playing Jesus of Nazareth. And
he played Jesus!
And also, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's got a comedy. especially with Jasper Carrot and the detectives, and so yeah. Anyways, over to you, Alid.
Yep, right then. We might as well put this one to bed. Let's go to final say and score. Let's go to Alex and Susan first.
Yeah, it's a great heist movie, visually very appealing. Music-wise, very appealing. Again, it's one of those classics from the 60s and from 60s Michael Caine where, he's in beautiful-looking movies. He's, a bit of a scoundrel, well-dressed scoundrel. A lot of the movies are very visually appealing, as is this one. It's great if you want to see a lot of cars getting destroyed. If you want to see the heist. If you want to see, 10,000 characters, it seems like. And then you've got an ending that you actually don't expect. So I'm going to have to give this a 9. It's just got a lot of class and style. And also, again, the Michael Caine movies where he's a spy, and it's the same production team as the James Bond movies from the 60s, just visually very appealing. Very nice.
I want to add something as well. I thought a good shot was where, where the tunnel is, and then you've got the hill, and then you've got all the mafia on the hill, haven't you? In black, in the suits.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good piece of cinematography there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was very, because you had them all like lining up the hill, sort of thing.
Those beautiful Italian
nice countryside as well.
Countryside shots.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice countryside shots. Yeah.
Quite lovely. So, I love The Italian Job. I think it's a brilliant movie. I think that Michael Caine and Noel Coward hit it out of the park. It's beautiful. I do think that that when Michael Caine said, I have a plan at the very end, that he did actually save the bus, save the gold, and save the people. Because even though he says he didn't, the actor says he didn't, the character said he has a plan. And usually people with a plan get things done.
I've got a question about that, because Blackadder also ended with Baldrick saying he had a plan.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I wonder if that ending was inspired by this, and Baldrick said, I've got a cunning plan. I wonder if that was inspired that sort of thing.
But Baldrick always had a cunning plan. He always said that.
I know, yeah.
And so did Crocker.
Who?
Croker. Michael Caine's character.
Yeah.
He always had a plan. So there. Yeah. Okay.
All right, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So I will give this a 10 out of 10 Mini Coopers. Red, white, and blue Mini Coopers. And I have had this running affection for them ever since I saw this movie about 20 years ago, and I'm enjoying the new ones. They seem to be named after my family, the Countrymen, the Mini Cooper Countrymen, and it's actually running around the United States now, and so that's an enjoyable sort of thing to this very day. Anyway,
Alex hasn't done his Michael Caine impression.
He hasn't. All right, it's your turn.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
There you go.
That's what you're going to edit that and put that in the front of the cast. That will frighten Cher away. No, we don't want to frighten
Cher is
anyone.
a child of the 60s, a
We
product
love
of the
Cher.
60s. She
Yeah.
will enjoy this cast as much
She
as
will have a good time watching this cast. She
yeah,
really will.
she will. So 10
Let's,
for me.
10 from Susan. What did Alex give it? I can't remember now. 9.
Yeah, a 9.
Yeah, Alex gave it a 9. Susan's given it a 10. So is Lee going to go higher or lower than a 10?
Well,
You never know with these casts.
I've got to agree with a word what Alex used for this movie, and he said class, and it is a class movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's of its day, it's of its era, the 60s. It's just got the 60s feel about it. The fashion, and Alex mentioned the colour, the scenery, and it's just a well-made movie from beginning to end. I don't think you need an emotional tie with the characters, to be honest, because it's not about the people, it's about the bank job, it's about the heist.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it 10 out of 10 Camp Freddy's.
Wow. You like your Camp Freddy's, don't you?
I just like the name.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Camp Freddy.
Trust you. I know. But you see, I love this film. I think this film's great. It's the first time I've watched this film. I really enjoyed it. And it just flies by because it's only an hour and a half. So it's just a really fun film that doesn't slow down. And there's great one-liners in it. I mean, Benny Hill, he's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character in it. And Michael Caine, he's just on top form here. He's just completely on top of his game. But I'm going to give it a 9.5 because this isn't my favorite Michael Caine movie. And I think there is one better than this.
And what is that?
It's going to be a 9.5.
What's your favorite Michael Caine movie?
Jaws the Revenge.
Dear me.
Yes, quick. Nurse, medication.
We need his tablets. Oh, matron. Bring Alan his tablets, please.
What's wrong with Jaws the Revenge? You must sing about that film. So,
all right.
Yeah, so we'll leave it there.
You can have your favorite.
Says it all.
Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. Tell us below what you made of The Italian Job if you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. But if you've seen Jaws the Revenge, it's not as good as that, so just lower your expectations just slightly. Thank you for watching. Look after yourself. Take care. We will see you next time.